Hi YouTube. Life is good here in Washington State. Thank you for watching. As you probably already know, this is a video about cleaning and a quick disassembly of the M&P22 made by Smith & Wesson. I love this gun. I'm actually going to do another review on it separate from this. But let's get down to business. And the first thing you want to do when you're cleaning your firearm is clear it. And the first thing you want to do when you clear it is take out the magazine, because you don't want any of those guys in there. And you get out of arm's reach. Next part you do, make sure that bore's clear. So once again, you don't want any rounds going in there while you're cleaning. Okay? But this is a really easy gun to disassemble. First thing you do is take this takedown lever and you flip it down, pull it up, not all the way out though. You don't want that thing all the way out. I don't want to know how hard it's going to be to get it back in there, but it's not going to be fun, I'm sure. So after that point, pretty much all you got to do is pull it back, lift it up, boom, there you go. It's that easy. This is probably the easiest gun to take apart there is. There you go. That's easier than my other Smith & Wesson M&P40, especially my M&P15. Okay, anyways, first thing I do, I get a rag. I wipe down all those essential parts, get in there all those deep spots, you know, those spots that there's a lot of friction in, especially, but get all the bulk amount of dirt, carbon buildup. Just give me a minute, grab my good old brush. Sometimes I'll brush this out. Good to brush out your bolt face, which is this area, and good to brush out this part if you're, I don't even remember what that's called, bore, I guess. But anyways, at this point, I'm gonna wipe down the essential parts here. I'm just going to do a real quick functional clean, so I don't want to waste your guys' time, but I'm just trying to show you all the major parts so you can do a functional clean and not have a problem. After I've wiped it down, though, on my upper and lower, what I'll do is I'll get some solvent, whether it's Witch's Boreshine, which is really good stuff, or some hops, number 9 solvent. Some people call it hoppies, I guess, but I call it hops. I think that's the way you're supposed to call it, or what you're supposed to call it, rather. And what I'll do is I'll get my bore brush here, and I'll get my cleaning rod, and I'm going to soak my bore brush in either that Butch's Boreshine or the number 9 solvent, and soak it liberally. Alright, and then push this through your bore. I know a lot of people say you're only supposed to run a brush the direction bullet's going, and you know, I do, and especially real accurate firearms, but when it comes to a pistol, I'm not really worried about it, because one, this isn't a steel rod. It's not going to scratch or mar the end of my barrel and make it, well, less accurate than I am. There's no way. So I don't really care. I'm just trying to get this thing clean so it can be functional and still, well, I guess it might help a little bit being accurate. You might not, I don't know, as far as that goes, because I think it's just going to make it more reliable. But anyways, after that point, what I'm going to do get one of these, little eye hole holder for my patches. Get my patches on there. These are kind of thin. These are for a different kind of thing. There's different ways to run patches through, but this is the one I prefer. And run it through there, dry it out. Every once in a while, you might want to run some REM oil, and there's other oils you run through there to keep it a little protected, and then run a dry patch through it again. But anyways, I as far as just cleaning goes, I run one of these through, run a dry patch through, maybe a wet patch the first time, but everything after that, I run one of these through after I soak it, and dry it up and swab it out with a dry patch until they're coming out clean, and then it's clean. But now we're going back to reassembly, and a quick reassembly we're going to do is make sure you get this buffer in this way. Make sure it's all the way in, and make sure this is all the way out, otherwise your buffer won't go all the way in. So your takedown has to be all the way, well, not all the way out, but as far as it's supposed to be. Get that buffer back on there. And then as far as putting the slide back on, all you have to do is slide that spring into that lower hole, that kind of spring catch, and then make sure your barrel's going through, and just kind of just lay it over the top, let it kind of slide down, and it goes in. I'll do it again real quick for you in case you didn't see well enough there. Okay, fumbles here. Okay, anyways. There you go, kind of fumble it around. Normally I don't do, I'm not so clumsy about it, but then you just, if you get it on there, all you gotta do, push down that takedown lever, flip it over, and you're ready. But there's something I forgot to show you, and that is, you gotta lube your firearm too. So, quick re-disassembly, how about that? Boom. Okay, and what you're gonna want to do is you're going to want to soak some of this with either, hops, number 9 lubricating oil, or I got this other clean bore stuff I really like. It's a CLP, whatever, Formula 3 gun conditioner. Smells good even. And I'll liberally apply this stuff on the end of my Q-tip. Drip it all over my dang table. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, anyways, get in those spots that get that friction. Usually where you see bare metal and you've seen bluing come off, that's where you probably should be lubing your firearm. Another thing you might want to do is, with this firearm, I was having some problems with weak primer strikes. And that was only the first, well, I think it was around 80, 100 rounds it started doing that. And after I cleaned it, I put a drop of this lubricating oil, number 9, down there, and I haven't had a problem since. And I'm about 700 rounds in, actually even more than that right now. But that's what I did, and I haven't had a problem. So I don't know, some guys might say don't do that, but it's worked for me, so there you go. That's the information you're probably looking for. So we're putting it back together. Make sure this make sure this takedown lever's all the way up. Push it down, flip it over, and we're good to go. Thank you for watching. It's been fun. Have a good one.